सशक्त नारी से है सशक्त समाज की पहचान। स्त्री की उन्नति पर ही राष्ट्र की उन्नति निर्भर है। नमस्कार, मैं हूं आपके साथ निहारिका महेश्वरी। हेलो एवरीबॉडी, आई एम निहारिका महेश्वरी and I will be meeting all of you tomorrow at 15th April 5 p.m. by an event organized by Srajan Welfare Society, and the topic will be the most important topic, keeping in mind the current situation right now. The topic will be role of mass media in accelerating women empowerment. जी हाँ, नारी सशक्तिकरण, इस पर बात होगी. Catch you tomorrow, and if you haven't registered yet, please click on the link below and register. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Hi guys, I'm Ranjana and I'll be connecting to you all via this webinar organized by Srajan Welfare Society on a very important topic, that is a role of women in mass media.
Good evening and welcome to all my wonderful viewers. I am Mrs. Rana Khatri Kandan, just coming live on 31st May at 3 p.m. just at Srajan Welfare Society on a corporate webinar just for you, talking on the myths what entrepreneurs can break to become successful. Also talking about stereotypes. Do watch me. Look out, coming soon.
I am Dr. Abhay Kumar, Vice Chancellor Pratap University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. I am very thankful to Srajan Welfare Society for having invited me as a guest speaker on 21st June from 11 am to 11:45 am on a very important topic, the new National Education Policy 20.
सृजन संस्था के तत्वाधान में वर्चुअल संवाद के माध्यम से आप सभी को जानने, सुनने एवं सीखने की आशा में मैं आप सभी से दिनांक 30 जून 2021 को आपके सम्मुख उपस्थित होऊंगा।
खम्मा घड़ी। My name is पहल मंत्री. I am from झालावाड़, राजस्थान. आप लोग मलीने घणो बढ़िया लाग्यो. आभार.
My name is Arushi Kananda. Namaste. मेरा नाम आरुषि कानंदा.
Hello everyone, I am Deepti from Srajan Welfare Society. Namaskaram. Name Deepti, Hyderabad, Mumbai.
My name is Aparna George and I am from Kochi, Kerala. Namaskaram, Peru Upper George.
Hello everyone, I am Shailini Jha. Namaskar, I am Shailini Jha. I am from West Bengal.
Hello everyone, my name is Shreya Saundarya. Namaste, मेरा नाम श्रेया सौंदर्या है and I am from Hyderabad. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Megha Yadav. Namaskar, আমার নাম মেঘা यादव and I am from West Bengal.
My name is Shreya Purwar. मेरा नाम श्रेया पुरवार है and I belongs from Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rakhi Jha. Namaskar, मेरा नाम राखी है. I'm from Hyderabad. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Soumya and I am from Indore. Namaste, मेरा नाम सौम्या है. I'm in
Hello, my name is Nikita Das. Namaskar, আমার নাম Nikita Das and I am from West Bengal.
Hello everyone, my name is Yamini. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు యామిని and I am from Hyderabad.
I am Rukmi Priya. வணக்கம், என் பேரு Rukmi Priya. I am from Tamil Nadu.
Hi all, I am Ashmi. Namaskaram, and the Ashmi Najalapur. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kausi Kumari. Namaste, मेरा नाम कौशिक कुमारी है and I am from Ranchi, Jharkhand.
Hi, I am Nisha. Vanakkam, en per Nisha. I am from Tamil Nadu.
Hello everyone, my name is Shalini Raj. Namaskar, मेरा नाम Shalini Raj. I am from
Hello and good morning everyone. Thank you all for joining us. I am Nikita Das from Srajan Welfare Society. It is a woman-centric organization which helps women to achieve success and empower to enlighten the society. Our aim is to make them more self-sufficient in their career and identity. Today, our guest speaker is Dr. Rabia Bhatia. Dr. Rabia Bhatia is an entrepreneur, mompreneur, and founder of Edwell Studio Channel. Be the change to bring the change is her motto. She's a wonderful public speaker, a great social media influencer, an outstanding woman, leader, and a power-packed human being. She's an inspiration whose motto is to empower others. Now, I would like to hand over the platform to Aparna George. Aparna, please take over.
We are so delighted to have you with us, ma'am. On behalf of all our management and our team members, we extend our warmest wishes and welcome to you. Now, I would like to ask Dr. Rabia Bhatia to take over the platform. Ma'am, if you please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Aparna, and thank you so much, Ms. Nikita, for such a wonderful introduction. And foremost, and the most important part is, I would like to say thanks to the Srajan Society and Ms. Shikha on behalf of Srajan Society who approached me to invite me on this platform as a speaker. As a speaker, to be honest, most of the speakers, when they actually get invites, the first thing that why I am invited on this platform, right? What is there in me that I'm getting invite? What is there in the organization why they are inviting me? So the foremost factor I researched on about Srajan Society, and the best part, what I liked, which actually touched my heart, that it's all about women empowerment. And I have been doing, that's the objective, that's my mission, to empower youth and to empower women. Because in our society, there are some areas where the women has been left out still. And to be honest, it's a male dominating society. We all know about it. We are all so matured that we understand that when it comes to the male dominating society, what does it actually mean? It is not only that, yes, the males are dominating us, but to be honest, the women are not respected in that way, the way they should be respected. So my mission, foremost mission, to spread the voice that we should respect the women, we should nurture the women, we should empower the women, we should enhance the women in such a way, because of the fact that women are the nation builders. Think how, if there would not be any women, from where the other people would have come out. Women is the she's the idol of motherhood. So that is the reason this thing touched me, and actually I accepted the invite. And thanks to Shikha once again for taking me into consideration as a guest speaker on today's platform for today's very wonderful topic. As being an HR professional, something is called, employee welfare is very close to my heart. The way women empowerment is close to my heart, similarly, employee welfare is very close to my heart. Now, let me just ask you all, I'm not too sure that if you all are working professionals or you are entrepreneur or an edupreneur or you hold a senior position in any of the organization. So still, I would like to ask a question to all of you. What do you mean by employee welfare? What, according to you, is employee welfare? Can anybody answer the question for me? I would really want to understand each one of your views as well before I share my thought process on this topic. So what is employee welfare according to you? Anybody? Ms. Shashi can say, Ms. Zenia can say, tell me, what do we understand?
Ma'am?
Yes?
If I may, I would say that, every human being wants to be respected and treated, with a certain level of dignity. And I think when it comes to workplace, it's no different. It is the same. Just because you are made to work under somebody or you have to work to get your living going, it does not mean that you can be treated anyway. It doesn't mean that you can be put through anything and everything. So I would say that it's about basically how you would treat someone, the basic level in which you would treat another human being. At the core, I would say that.
Beautifully said, Miss Aparna. I truly second you on this because I hold the same opinion. Something, you know, okay, somebody, Miss Avasti says, Shaji Avasti says, anything for the comfort and improvement of the, let me just read it out for everyone. Anything for the comfort and improvement of the employees. It is called employee welfare. Wonderfully said, sir, or ma'am, because I cannot see you. So, yes, first, foremost important thing, like Miss Aparna, what she said, we need to value each and every human being. You know, that is the reason humanity is missing, because we have forgotten the most important thing, to respect and value each and every person in our lives, to value each and every person in the country, in the nation. And that is where we are not able to respect women as well. Why can't we consider that women are the most important part? They are the role model when it comes to the something, people who inspire. Women itself is a inspiration to everyone. They are doing lot of things. They are holding, or you know, they are doing, working from for home, they are working for offices, they are entrepreneurs, they are entrepreneurs, they are teachers, they are mothers, and they work 24/7 when it comes to their families. So, you know, it is very important to first recognize the importance of each and every human being. Now, when you talk about the employees, India or any country is no more a country where employees are a bonded laborers. They're gone are the days when there were the bonded labors, when the British period was there and we were considered as laborers, only bonded laborers, and we were, you know, actually beaten to work basically. And the salaries, we all know, we were not paid the handsome amount of money towards our efforts, towards our hard work. So gone are those days. Having said that, still the scenario is there are certain organizations who consider employees as staff only, and they do not understand that the employees hold the important value in the organization. Think, think if you do not have the HR person in hand, how would you run the HR department? How would you go about the appraisal sites? How would you go about the hiring site? How would you go about having a counseling site? If somebody wants to leave the organization, it is the HR department's, you know, responsibility to have a one-on-one session with the another employee to understand their problems. So if the HR department and HR people are not in place in the organization is unable to run productively and effectively. Similarly, in a school, if there is a subject, there are number of subject teachers, maths teacher, English teacher, social science teacher, history teacher, political science teacher. So if one of them goes missing, would you be able to teach your students that subject? No, we can't, because every human being, every person has their own skills. Am I right? You are good at drawing, or you are good at, you know, something called teaching English. Miss Archie is good at teaching Hindi, or Miss Ria is good at teaching mathematics. So, and plus, when we are a subject teachers, a teacher can only work for a given period of time, because they have to work towards their admin role as well. They have to make lesson plans, they have to make question papers, they have to make you know, those activities also, they have to plan the activities. So one person playing a role of three different people, do you really expect two people doing a work of 7 to 8 people? Is that possible? No, it's not possible. First of all, let's try and understand why it is not possible. The productivity level goes low, right? They will not be able to make the effective engagement with the students or the colleagues. Thirdly, where is that skill set? Where is that skill set in there that they can play a role of 8 people? So we need to understand that it is very important to consider A maths teacher is a maths teacher and English teachers are an English teacher. They cannot be clubbed together. English teacher cannot play a role of maths teacher and maths teacher cannot play a role of English teacher, right? Now, when we understand all these things, that every person is unique in their skills, is unique in their talents, it's the management, it's the organization side, it's their, everything is in their hands to empower their staff, to empower their employees. Empowering doesn't only mean to, award them with the monetary thing or giving them, some lottery kind of rewards. But having said that, to make them comfortable at the organization, at the office place, so that they can feel that this is their organization and just not feel that they are the staff, they are just the employee working in that organization. Now, how can you make them comfortable? The four most important thing, very easy, but difficult to do. Very easy, but difficult to do. To have a social connect with them, to have a social bonding with them. When the employee, you hire an employee, right? The organization have hired an employee. Fine. The employee is expected to do certain tasks. There are certain job responsibilities. But at the same point of time, the employee also has certain expectations from that organization. They also have certain expectations from the management side that if there is an emergency at employee side, the management will understand that and support them in a at least sympathetic way, in an emotional way, and they'll be able to, just hold hand of that employee that yes, we are there, you don't have to worry about it. That is something called employee welfare. Employee welfare sorry, doesn't only mean that we are paying them huge salaries and giving them luxurious lives, but it's a work-life balance. You employees expected to work 5 days, right? Monday to Sunday, we have 1 week, 7 days in a week. There is an organization where employees are expected to work 5 days a week. Now, if you ask an employee to work for 6 days and give another day to your organization, how will they justify? The most important part is the productivity. How will they justify their time to their families? Where is work-life balance then? How will they take rest? How will they give rest to their brains, to their body? It is very important to give rest to your brain, to give rest to your body even. But then, if you're not doing these simple tasks for the welfare of the employee, why do you consider yourself as the best organization? How can you say that, yes, we are doing multiple things for the employee welfare just by enrolling them for medical insurance or enrolling them for or giving them the salaries of 1 lakh per month, or giving them there are organizations who provide free accommodation, free meals too. If the employee is not getting time to have meals on time, am I right? Have you understood what I'm trying to say? You have set a timeline for a employee to work during the day. For example, your job is from 9 to 6 or 9 to 5:30, and there are 3 breaks in a day. First break 11 to 11:15, that is we call a tea break. Second break is somewhere called 1 to 1:45 or 1 to 2, 1 hour break for a lunch. And then the third break starts from either from 3:15 to 3:30, another tea break. Now, you make that employee work from 9 p.m. to 2 p.m. without giving any break. So where is that employee welfare gone? You are giving them the breaks timings that you can take a break from this to this time to take tea or to just relax. But if you're not giving them the time to actually take a break, where is the welfare of the employee gone? How will they take mental rest and give them peace, mental peace, by sitting calm, quietly, and grab a cup of tea or a coffee, and then get that energy back to work, where is the welfare go? Thirdly, an employees are expected to work from 9 to 5:30, but every day you are making him sit for longer duration of time. For example, the employee is sitting in the office till 7 p.m. No, that is not justified for the employee welfare. They also need rest. They also need to go home and spend some time with their families. And then you expect them to work 6 days on top of it. There are organizations who expect the employees to work 6 days, just giving them 1 day chutti, and that's it. Do you really give it a name as employee welfare scheme? What exactly you are doing for the employee welfare there? It is very important to understand that every person needs rest. हम वैसे तो बोलते हैं कि हमारा organization 9 to 6:30 काम करता है या 9 to 6 काम करता है, and the management leaves at around 5 o'clock, but the employee sits back and does the overtime, and then there is no acknowledgement. There is no recognition for his overtime as well. You know, monetary recognition is not always everything. Having understanding with the employee and making them feel like home is the most important factor when you really want the employee to be stable in the organization, when you really want your organization's growth, and when you really want that trust to be built up in the employee for your organization. Believe me, when you have certain things in place, the employee will never leave the organization, because they know that this is the organization. They think that I am a part of this organization. I'm just not an employee. They will feel that the organization considers their value. They feel they make them important at the organization. Now, if I talk about the, the Google definition of the employee welfare, let's see what it says, because there are a lot of things coming into picture when it comes to welfare. I still have to give you a lot of things, share a lot of things about welfare. Employee welfare includes various facilities, services, amenities provided for improvement of their health, right? Their efficiency, their economic betterment, and the social status, their social status. They can be, employee welfare schemes can be either introduced by the government itself or by the organization itself. Now, when you talk about their efficiency includes time, perfect timings to work. There should not be any overtime. They should be given breaks properly. The most important factor, their efficiency grows when you show that kind of interest in them. The trust factor, the trust factor is a part of employee welfare. When you always keep interfering in their work and pinpointing them, there is no employee welfare that you are doing. Their efficiency goes low. Why? Because they will feel reluctant to come up with anything new or to try solving any problem for your organization, because they will always feel that no, you will never be recognized, your efforts will never be recognized, and there's always an objection whatever the employee is doing. So this is an important part that the organization and the management need to understand, that please make sure and give some authority to the employee to take certain decisions, and at least appreciate them. Appreciation is very important in what your employee is doing for your organization. When there is no appreciation, there is no trust, there is no efficiency, there is no productivity, and there is no stability. When there are no such things, there is no employee welfare. You are just thinking about you. You are just organization centric. You are not employee centric. An organization grows with the team. They can never grow alone. We all know this and we have realized this during the lockdown as well कि हम अकेले कभी grow नहीं कर सकते. आज हम अकेले होते, we could have never cope up with the lockdown challenge. We could have never cope up with the pandemic challenge. What did we do actually? We collaborated. We collaborated with the like-minded people globally and learned from each other, isn't it? When we collaborated from each other, we appreciated each other, we motivated each other, we encouraged each other. And that is where the welfare lies in, the efficiency lies in, the motivation lies in. And when there is a welfare of a person, welfare doesn't only mean, as I said, the luxurious life, or welfare doesn't only mean that you're giving the handsome amount of salaries to them, but having a mental peace with them, having a engagement with them, which is like emotional engagement with them. When you emotionally support somebody, when you sympathize with somebody, if there is something wrong in their employee's family, some emergency, or somebody is not keeping well, or God forbid, something wrong happens in their family, you need to be there as an emotional support with them. Give them a छुट्टी. एक छुट्टी देने से क्या ही हो जाएगा आपका? At least वो इंसान mentally relax कर पाएगा, अपनी family को time devote कर पाएगा, और because of the fact अगर आप उस इमरजेंसी के टाइम पे उस इंसान को ऑफिस में रखते हो, डू यू थिंक दैट दैट पर्सन विल बी एबल टू वर्क इन दैट सिनेरियो? जब उसके दिमाग में एक ही चीज चल रही होगी कि मेरी फैमिली को मेरी जरूरत है यार, मेरी फैमिली में मेरा बच्चा बीमार है, या मेरी वाइफ बीमार है, या मेरे मदर बीमार है, what exactly you are doing for the welfare of that employee? You need to understand that their families are equally important. The employees' families is equally important if you really want the employee to give you that productivity, to complete that day's task. Give them a छुट्टी. वो रिलैक्स कर पाएंगे घर जाके, अपनी फैमिली को सपोर्ट कर पाएंगे, खुद अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे कि हाउ सपोर्टिव द मैनेजमेंट इज. दिस इज व्हाट दे हैव डन फॉर माय ओन वेलफेयर. नाउ कमिंग टू द फैक्ट, हम लोग देयर आर सर्टेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस वो ये नहीं समझती हैं कि हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इज मेडिकल अलाउंस फॉर द एम्प्लॉय. अभी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में मेडिकल अलाउंस नहीं प्रोवाइड किया जाता. रीजन बिहाइंड, उनके एक्सपेंसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, मैनेजमेंट के एक्सपेंसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, बट दे आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि जब वो मेडिकल अलाउंस अपने एम्प्लॉयज के लिए एनरोल करते हैं, अपने एम्प्लॉयज के लिए ये बेनिफिट देते हैं उनको, people start sticking to the organization. Again, that stability is coming into picture because they are getting so many things from the organization कि medical allowance है, चलो अगर कोई बीमार भी होता है उनकी फैमिली में या वो खुद बीमार होते हैं, they would be covered under medical insurance and they don't have to pay anything from the pocket. And ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को खुद से कुछ पे नहीं करना पड़ता इतना. लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू, मेडिकल अलाउंस, वी ऑल नो अबाउट द मेडिकल अलाउंस बेनिफिट. द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, द मैनेजमेंट डजंट हैव टू पे मच फ्रॉम देयर ओन पॉकेट्स एक्चुअली. The hospitals are paying from their side, and there is a small amount of deduction which is happening from the employee's salary itself. कुछ पार्ट एम्प्लॉय की सैलरी से जाता है, कुछ पार्ट मैनेजमेंट के साइड से जाता है. But they're not understanding this, the value of this medical allowance, कि एक तो उनको हायरिंग में पैसे वेस्ट नहीं करने पड़ते बार बार, क्योंकि if the particular employee is not sticking by to the organization, obviously they will keep spending time, money in hiring new people, new resources. जब new resource को hire करेंगे, time भी waste होगा, money भी waste होगी. Why? Because there are consultants who charge for the recruitment side. Thirdly, when you train those new resources, तुम्हारा टाइम और तुम्हारा पैसे नहीं वेस्ट हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो इंसान उन लोगों को ट्रेन कर रहा है अपना प्रोडक्टिविटी में से, उसका टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है, राइट, अगेन एंड अगेन टू डू द सेम थिंग, उसकी भी तो प्रोडक्टिविटी लो होती है ना। और फिर पैसे क्यों वेस्ट हो रहे हैं? आप उस इंसान को सैलरी दे रहे हो हु इज गिविंग द ट्रेनिंग टू द न्यू रिसोर्स, हु इज गिविंग द ट्रेनिंग टू द न्यू हायर्स, आप उसको सैलरी पे कर रहे हो फॉर दैट डे, बट व्हाट फॉर? Because she is or he is doing the same thing again and again, though it is for the organization, but aren't you wasting your money and time for the same thing again and again? Plus, what kind of assurance you have that the new resource will do the same kind of good work what the older resource was doing, who was asked to leave or who actually left the organization because there's no welfare scheme in the organization? Does it make sense? राइट? पुराना एम्प्लॉय छोड़ देता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, तुम नया उसकी जगह रिसोर्स हायर करते हो, कितना टाइम वेस्ट होता है, कितना मनी जाती है, प्लस तुम्हें कैसे पता कि वो इंसान नया जो रिसोर्स आया है they'll be able to do the same kind of good work what the other person was doing earlier, right? So where is the employee welfare? Plus, now I'll tell you what will happen when those employees leave the organization. Do you think so that they will spread the good word of mouth about the organization? Not at all. Why? Because they will spread the word of mouth that there's no welfare scheme, they don't trust the employees, they consider them as only the employees and they don't make them as a part of the organization. They only consider their work, they're only worried about their own growth and they're not worried about the employees' growth. And when it comes to the employees' growth, it is very important to understand that अगर तो हम उसको, we were talking about the meal timings, right? एक timings होते हैं to have a meal. चलो आप उसको timings, एक confirmed timings पे meal दे रही हो, lunch is provided, but have you checked the quality of a meal? Have you checked that quality of a meal? It is so important to understand, to check the quality of the meal that your organization is providing to your employees. Now, why? Let me just tell you the reason. That is another part of the employee welfare. आप उनको खाना दे रहे हो 10 रुपए का सस्ता सा एक थाली वाला, या वो बाहर वो स्टॉल वाला खाना होता है विच इज नॉट हाइजीनिक, ठीक है? हाइजीन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. हाइजीन इज अ इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट व्हेन इट कम्स टू एम्प्लॉय वेलफेयर. जब हाइजीनिक नहीं होगा, खाना हाइजीनिक नहीं होगा, वेयर इज दैट वेलफेयर? एम्प्लॉय बीमार पड़ेगा, तुम्हारा काम खराब होगा, योर वर्क वुड बी अफेक्टेड, द एम्प्लॉयज हेल्थ विल बी अफेक्टेड, टाइम वेस्ट, money waste, and then at the end of the day the growth stops, right? The growth stops, the employees start leaving कि इनके ऑफिस में तो खाना भी ढंग का नहीं मिलता है. So many things coming into picture when it comes to employee welfare. Now we need to understand that quality of a meal is another part where we can take care of the employee welfare, because for us, for the management, employees' health is equally important, be it physical health, be it mental health. Another side of the coin, हम बहुत बात कर रहे हैं टाइमिंग्स की, मील्स की, ट्रेनिंग्स की. When you realize employee welfare, do you understand that there are certain important days in the employees, in everybody's life, right? Now I would like to throw a question to all of you. What are those important days in our lives? हर किसी के लाइफ में कुछ important days होते हैं, वो they feel good about those days. Anybody? Aparna, Nikita, or Miss Shashi, anybody can answer. कुछ important days होते हैं.
Ma'am, it can be a special occasion if they're having somebody's wedding, or if they're having their, and by wedding I mean like a close relative, like close, like their sons or daughters, some event like that. And or I think those are one of the days where it's so it's very special to you. It might not be special to others, but it's special to you. So I think those kind of days really, matter, and they play a big role in your life.
Very well said, Miss Aparna, that yes, you have a wedding, employee has a wedding at their place. So that is a very important day for them. But there is one more important day in our lives. When we were born, our own birthdays, isn't it? Yes. So how difficult it is to celebrate one's birthday in the organization. How difficult it is. Just sending a birthday wishes to them, an email is sufficient, a bouquet of flowers is sufficient, or cake cutting can be sufficient. You don't have to actually give them a gift, but that's it. एक birthday cake अगर आप cut करवा दो उससे, the employee will feel so happy and prestigious and special for that day. And this is another part of considering the employee welfare. छोटी छोटी चीजें कितनी important होती है. Yes, employees appraisal, Kanishka said employees appraisal day is also very important day. Very well said. Well, I'll be coming to that point, Miss Kanishka. Don't you worry. That is the last point I want to touch, because appraisal is a very vast piece of, itself is a very vast topic actually. So I'll be coming to that part very soon actually. So birthdays are something very, very precious and special. ठीक है, आपको बर्थडे की केक कटिंग भी नहीं ना करनी, उसमें आपके पैसे लग रहे हैं कि आपका बर्थडे, आप बर्थडे केक मंगवा रहे हो. गिव अ हाफ डे छुट्टी टू दैट एम्प्लॉय. हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इज. एटलीस्ट वो अपना बर्थडे अपनी फैमिली के साथ तो जाके सेलिब्रेट कर सकता है ना. These are the few small things that an organization can do about the employee welfare. Now let's talk about the government schemes, what they have done for the employee welfare. We all know something called PF funds, like PF is there, ठीक है ना, वो PF कटता है, हमारी सैलरी से ही करता है, but that is a part of the employee welfare. इतना वो काम कर रहा है तो प्रोविडेंट फंड अगर उसको कट रहा है, प्लस वो सेफ हो रहा है कहीं पे, जब उसको इमरजेंसी में जरूरत होगी, they can use that amount. Yes, Ms. Kanishka, I'm coming to that gratuity scheme. Very well said. Gratuity is another part what government has actually done for the employees, for the welfare of the employees. And there could be any employee, government employee or the corporate employee or the educator. So PF, gratuity. Now ESI is also there. We all know about the ESI scheme. There is the ESI card where there are government employees and they can use that benefit at any of the hospitals basically. उनको फिर charges नहीं लगते हैं, वो government pay करती है उनके. So ESI another part, which is a part of the employee welfare scheme, what the government has introduced. PF, yes, Ms. Avasti have already said that about the provident fund. Gratuity we have covered. ESI is another part. Always government also provide perquisites to the employees. Yes, perquisites to the employees, absolutely. So government has introduced so many things for the employee welfare scheme. Now, when we are talking about so many things about the government, there is one more thing that the organization can do at least, right? Something, it's called incentives or overtime, right? If we are expecting from an employee to work overtime from the actual work timings, aren't the organization supposed to pay him for that overtime? At least recognize their efforts, right? This is another side of the employee welfare, to recognize in a monetary way, so that they can understand that if I am putting in so much of efforts for the organization's growth, the organization is also understanding and recognizing my efforts for them. या तो आप ओवरटाइम मत करवाओ, अगर आप ओवरटाइम करा रहे हो तो उसको कुछ तो एक्नॉलेजमेंट दोगे ना एम्प्लॉय को. हाउ विल दे फील दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज डूइंग समथिंग फॉर द एम्प्लॉय वेलफेयर. इंसेंटिव्स आता है, आप एम्प्लॉय के लिए सेल टारगेट कर देते हो सेट, ठीक है, अच्छा मुझे इतना टारगेट चाहिए, मुझे 10 सेल्स चाहिए इस महीने और 20 सेल्स चाहिए, एंड व्हिच इज हैपनिंग इन द बीपीओ इंडस्ट्री मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इन द बीपीओ इंडस्ट्री और द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन व्हिच इज इनटू सेल्स एक्चुअली. आप बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट करवा रहे हो किसी इंसान से, इफ यू आर नॉट giving him or her those incentives towards that sales, do you think so that you're doing or nurturing that employee? You are not. You are making him work like a laborer, क्योंकि आप उसको कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा नहीं दे रहे हो उसके एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स को पुट इन करने के लिए. सो मेनी थिंग्स टू अंडरस्टैंड. जब एम्प्लॉय एक बिजनेस डेवलप कर रहा होता है तब क्या होता है, उसके दिमाग में 2-3 चीजें होती हैं कि एक तो मेरे को ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कन्वेयंस साइड मिल जाएगा कि इफ आई एम यूजिंग माय ओन कन्वेयंस, am I going to get travel reimbursement? I am traveling, I am giving my time to them, I am going door to door for their business to develop. So what I am getting in extra? What is that welfare of my side the organization is doing? If you are not giving him any travel reimbursement, believe me, the employee will not do that productive work about the business development. वो दिखाएंगे आपको कि वो business develop कर रहे हैं आपका, मगर करेंगे नहीं. I have experienced as HR head, I have experienced that. Show करते थे, it was so difficult to caught them, but we caught them actually at the end of the day. But see, it is not totally their mistake. At the end of the day, it is the management mistake, it's the organization mistake as well. We never thought about them. Why will they think about us? Appraisals की बात ले लो. Coming to the last thing of the talk, appraisals, employee welfare का appraisal. जब हम appraisal करते हैं, we expect the employee to work 5 or 6 days a week and answer our questions or answer the email 7 days a week. Sunday को भी बेचारा employees ईमेल का रिप्लाई कर रहा होता है और कई बार मैसेजेस का रिप्लाई कर रहा होता है अपने बॉस को और व्हाट्सएप पे रिप्लाई कर रहा होता है. What is happening? The scenario is whether this was a lockdown or before the lockdown, this was the same scenario. We were working as whether it's a corporate employee or a student, as a educator. We were all working. They are all working 24/7 because something, there's something called the responsibilities. Every person has their own responsibilities. They have to take care of their families. They have to fulfill their dreams, and they have to earn bread and butter, right? They have to earn bread and butter. So अगर बहुत बड़ी कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम कर रहा है, that doesn't mean कि वो एक easy life जी रहा है. उसकी लाइफ भी उतनी ही डिफिकल्ट है जितना एक छोटे एम्प्लॉय की और छोटे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करने की एम्प्लॉय की है. बट डिफरेंस यही होता है छोटे एम्प्लॉय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का. How you think, what you do for the employee. Appraisals is something an employee expects कि उसको ग्रोथ अच्छी मिलेगी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. They will get good appraisal. Why they are expecting a good appraisal? Because they have put in those kind of 200% efforts when it comes to their work. उन्होंने जी जान लगा दी अपने काम में, 100% क्या 200% दे दिया. उन्होंने टाइम नहीं देखा, उन्होंने क्या बोलते हैं दिन नहीं देखा, but they have just given their best of the shots. Now on the appraisal day, organization बोलती है just to show, इस बार तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कोई प्रॉफिट अर्न ही नहीं किया, जबकि एम्प्लॉइज को पता है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने एटलीस्ट 50% प्रॉफिट अर्न किया है, एटलीस्ट 50%. एंड द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन शोज, मैनेजमेंट शोज कि प्रॉफिट अर्निंग्स वर वेरी लेस. सो दिस ईयर दे आर नॉट डूइंग एनी अप्रेजल्स. टेल मी, हाउ वुड द एम्प्लॉय रिएक्ट on the appraisal day, and what will the employees say, and what will be the reaction of those employees? Any one person, I would like to hear the answer. क्या होगा अप्रेजल वाले दिन अगर एम्प्लॉय को पता चलता है कि उसका अप्रेजल नहीं हो रहा क्योंकि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ये दिखा रही है कि उसकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने प्रॉफिट नहीं अर्न किया. क्या होगा? Yes, they will be demotivated. Absolutely. उससे सेकंड क्या होगा, उसका इफेक्ट क्या होगा? When they feel demotivated, either they will start leaving the organization, and or there is a possibility if there is a new employee, then they will give another shot कि चलो 6 महीने बाद, because every organization has this kind of tendency कि अगर 1 साल के बाद अप्रेजल नहीं किया तो we will look into after 6 months, right? और 6 months के बाद किसी कई जगह पे एम्प्लॉय की सैलरी इंक्रीज होती है, there is an increment, role change, everything changes. So they will give another shot if there is a new employee, a 1-year-old employee. They will give another shot, and then उनका क्या होगा? 6 महीने के बाद वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लीव करेंगे, they will start spreading the negative word of mouth, and the organization gets dipped down. Immediately growth stops. Employees सारे छोड़ गए employees ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, और कौन रह गया? सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक वो मैनेजमेंट लेवल के लोग रह गए, और डायरेक्टर रह गए, चांसलर्स रह गए, वाइस चांसलर्स रह गए, एमडीज रह गए. Do you think so they'll be able to run the organization without the employees? कैसे रन करेंगे? अगर हम इंसान, अगर as an employer, if you have those skills to run your organization on your own, please do it. Please do it. Why do you need a team if you can't value the team? Do it on your own. You will see the results that you can't do everything on your own. You need that handful amount of people where your organization's growth depends on those people. Because I said in the beginning, every person has their own skills. Every person is unique in their own talents. You can't do a work of a gardener. I can't do a work of carpenter, right? I can't do a work of carpenter. Miss Apanna can't do a work of gardener. So gardener is required, carpenter is required, housekeeping facility is required, admins are required, director is required, HOD of the department is required, lecturer of one subject is required, teacher of subject teachers are required, academic director is required who can design the curriculum, right? Junior staff is required in the HR team or the admin team. HOD of the department also cannot do everything. They also need a team. Do you think so that they can maintain the files also, and they can hire the team also, they can do the recruitment side also, and they can do the calling side also? Do you really think so? If they start doing everything on their own, where that productivity level will go? So we need to understand the fact that this world is full of people, is full of good people, where it's our responsibility to nurture each and everyone, to take care of each and everyone. As a leader, till the time we don't understand our own leadership skills, that our team is important, their efficiency is important, their social status is important, their happiness is important, their mental peace is important, their physical health is important, as well as the trust level, very important. If we are not able to trust them, they will not trust us. They will never trust us. So many things comes into picture when it comes to the employee welfare. Every person is born special. How we make them special, it is our own responsibility. Nobody can guide you for that. This comes within you. Ask yourself how you make the other person special. Are you making in any efforts? Are you putting in any efforts to make the other person special? Then only have expectations from the others. Otherwise, please stop expecting from the employees also. They will work for the good of your organization and for the good of your own growth. Every person is important. When you start thinking like this, you'll be able to nurture your staff, you'll be able to provide them what they are looking out for and what kind of expectations they have, and build that level of trust where each one of you in the organization grows. And not only grows, but happily grows. Like a flower blooms, right? A flower blooms. How beautiful it looks. And when the organization grows like a flower, how beautiful the organization looks like. For example, I'll give you a very good example. We all know about Google, right? How Google takes care of the employee. We have all read during the lockdown what kind of facilities they have made to their employees and their families even. Do we all know about Google, what they have done for their employees? Google have paid full salaries to their employees, not only to them, but the incentives and food, meal to their families even during the lockdown period, so that they should not feel demotivated, discouraged, and mentally harassed, or mental peace and mentally happy they should be. There was another organization who has done the similar thing. It's in Chennai. Actually, I'm forgetting the name of the organization. They have done the similar thing. They have paid the full salaries of to the employees for the welfare of their employee, as well for the welfare of their families as well. How beautifully they have nurtured and done the welfare, thought the welfare about their employees. How beautifully. Organizations, what they have done for the welfare of the employees during the lockdown, most of the IT organizations have given the permanently work from home for the employees, permanently. Why? Because they care for their employees. And if the employee is happy, think how they work for the organization. Think like that. You need to understand, you need to analyze these results also when you hire an employee. That being an employer, being a leader, what you can do before you expect from the employee. So I think I have covered most of the things when it comes to employee welfare, and there's nothing much to talk about it. But if you have any questions, I'm open to answer any questions. Thank you. Over to you, Aparna.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for everything that you've just said right now. It's very, very informative, and we do have a few questions from our audience. One of them would be, especially right now, since we're in a pandemic and where everything is, very difficult for everybody, basically, how important is employment welfare? Like right now, more than ever, because now it's not a normal situation.
It's not a normal situation. Very rightly said. As I said, Ms. Aparna, and to answer the question, there are certain organizations, hospitality sector, IT sector, for the employee welfare. What they have done is they are providing meals from the organization side. They are providing permanently work from home job to the employer, because they have seen during the last lockdown that the productivity level of the employee has been doubled up since the time they have been working from home. Why? Because of the fact they are taking rest on time, they are eating meals on time, they are spending some time with their families as well, so that the productivity level of the organization has doubled up. The mental health of the employee has been taken care of. The physical health has been taken care of. Why? Because they don't have to travel anywhere else, right? They don't have to travel physically to the office. Another part, it is saving the time of the employee and the employer, because they are not traveling anywhere. That saves time. They're able to log in on time. If the shift starts at 9, they're starting at 9, and there's no buffer time between that. They're logging off at time. Then they're saving cost. cost of traveling. Travel reimbursements have been saved. So it is so important to nurture the employee at this point of time so that they can be physically relaxed, they can be mentally relaxed, they can be, they feel that they are emotionally supported, as well as their salaries have not been stopped. There are certain organizations, their salaries have not been stopped because they're also working. So their salaries have not been stopped. So it is so important to take into conclusion all these things because of the fact you may hire a new resource in the organization, but you can't hire a new family member in the organization. A new family member will only will be the employee who is considered important during this lockdown, and not the person who is not being taken care of by the employer. It is very important to take care of the mental peace and physical health during this lockdown period, during this pandemic, because it will double up their efficiency and productivity level, as well as they will feel important part of the organization. I hope I am able to answer the question.
Yes, that was very beautifully said, ma'am. Thank you. We have another question from Ms. Kanishka, and she wants to ask if the organizational climate is the only thing, is that the only thing that can affect employment welfare?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Kanishka, are you working somewhere? Kanishka, I would like to...
Ms. Kanishka, can you please respond?
Can you please? Yeah. Okay, you're not working. All right. So if you would have been working somewhere, then you would have been able to understand that during the lockdown, people have understood that working from home is much beneficial rather than working from the office. I have already shared the reasons, few reasons, and the most important reason is I'm going to share. We have been talking about sustainability development goals, to achieve sustainability development goals, right? Where we have been talking about to control the pollution, right? To control the pollution and the happiness of the global happiness, global peace, global happiness, right? Where does the global happiness will come from if the employees would have been made to work from office during this pandemic as well? Think about things like that. The peace comes from each other's welfare. The happiness comes from each other's welfare. And we all noticed that since the time we have been trapped at our houses during the time of lockdown for almost been 2 years now, we have been able to work more efficiently when it comes to online. We have learned new things, isn't it? We have learned new things when it comes to online working, online mode of working. Because what did lockdown say? To become digitally equipped, to start talking to each other, to have online meetings. And when we started learning all that, when we learned all that, to have online sessions with our staff, to have online sessions with our employees, we made we made ourselves more equipped when it comes to digital side, when it comes to technology, and we enhanced ourselves actually. We empowered others actually. So we can very well understand that when we are working from home, our efficiency has gone high because of the fact we have learned new things. Our productivity has gone high because we are able to log in on time. Our cost effectiveness has gone low because it has saved time and it has saved money from the physical travel. So we can all understand that not only the work environment or the office environment makes the productivity high of any employee, but how you actually keep your employee or think about the welfare of the employee and think about empowering them, enhancing them, that actually depends upon the growth of the organization and not only the work culture or the office culture. Emotional support, the way we have given the emotional support, we did online one-to-one sessions with few of the employees because they were feeling distressed, they were feeling stressed out, they were feeling demotivated, they were feeling so much stressed out, depressed as well. But as an employer, as a head of the organization, we had online sessions with them, we had a one-to-one talk, which we were not able to do at the time of physical offices because we never got time to do that. So we can always understand that work of the office culture is not important for the growth of the organization.
Well said, ma'am. Very well said.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. And due to our time constraints, I think we'll have to limit our questions here. But before we conclude, I would like to ask ma'am if you can say something about Srajan Welfare Society, a little bit more, if you have a message for all of us here at Srajan and for what we do for our society in general.
Sure, dear. I would love to say that. And as I said in the beginning, that it was a beautiful concept of doing the session for the women, for the females especially, the way Srajan is empowering the women community and supporting the female community is a wonderful thing. Because of the fact there are scenarios and there are areas worldwide where women have been left out and women feel little demotivated because of the scenarios at work culture, because of the scenarios in the family. They are not sent out for the to get the quality education or to work because our society is sad as such कि हमें लड़की को बाहर नहीं भेजना काम करने. अरे क्यों नहीं भेजना काम करने? How will she understand her own power and how will she be independent? एक पेरेंट के लिए एक सजेशन है. आई एम श्योर देयर वुड बी मेनी स्टूडेंट्स वर्किंग हियर इन द सेशन. आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू, please fulfill your dreams. Today there is no such house where people are not working. Everybody is working, everybody has the right to fulfill their own dreams. We as women, we as females have all the right to live our own dreams, to live our own life and to create our own destiny. You are the creator of your own life. Don't give the pen to anybody's else. Don't give the pen in anybody's else hand to write the story of your life. Women should be empowered. Women should have been empowered earlier also, and women should be respected. It is our time to show that. We can't raise our voices to anybody because we don't want to spoil our relationships, but we have to prove them wrong that women cannot do anything. Women can do anything and everything. Women can do in anything, everything. And we can see from the cricket matches, table tennis matches, Sania Mirza is a great, example for us. If she can do, why can't we do? We have all the right to earn and become independent, to stand our own feet. So Srajan, you're doing wonderful thing. Please keep up the work. And I would love to collaborate with Srajan Society for the women empowerment, for the growth of women, if it is possible, if I am eligible, because I don't consider myself very high. What Srajan is doing, I think I'm not doing anything. I really wish to collaborate with Srajan and do a lot of things for the women of today so that we can become the inspiration for other women. Be an inspiration for other women as well. We can do and we will do. It's just a step ahead. It's just one step ahead. Take that one step ahead and you see how beautiful life is for you as well. This is a myth that women are not considered important and women are not allowed to step out of their houses to earn money. This is just a myth. Let's prove it wrong now. High time, enough time. Raise your voices if required. If somebody disrespects you, you need to be respected. We need to be respected. Let it not be a male dominating society, but an equality should be there. We need to fulfill the objective of sustainable development goals of achieving equality of caste, creed, color, religion, age, as well as gender equality. Very, very important. So I wish you all the very best. I love the platform, and thank you once again for inviting me on this platform to share my thoughts and views about such a wonderful topic of employee welfare. Thank you, Ms. Sashi. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was such an empowering message. And also with I think it's only suiting that along with that empowering message, we have a small video that shows what Srajan Welfare Society is all about. So it will be played right now. And yes, I think it's the right time.
Sure.
The tale of Srajan. Srajan is a process of creation. Nature, earth, and woman is also considered as a creation. Just as nature is full of educate, means to save life and earth. Woman, who is a wonderful person, gives life to society, family, and nation. We also want to put our best effort in that we can do something to make women literate and help them in their employment, education, and health. We also want to help them in their generating their self-employment with self-respect and help every woman to reach the basic needs of a healthy society. What is our vision? Our vision is to provide women a society where they can live with equal terms, rules, and responsibilities. We want to empower women and create an educated learning lady of the house. What is our mission? Our mission is and especially for rural areas, we also want to make every woman self-relevant with their own identity and career academic preparation. Our welfare society handles in Bhopal, Indore, Gwalior, Jaipur. In our Srajan Welfare Society, we also have live webinars prominent ways for the empowerment of women. Such as these are law and legal webinars with the guest speaker of Priya Bhati and Gunja Rasool. Educational webinar, the guest speaker was Kundan Singhal and Mehak Khan. And a medical webinar, the guest speaker was Dr. Rama Jaisundar ma'am, Dr. Pratibha Garg, and Dr. Judy Gupta. Career webinars was also held with the guest speaker of RJP and Africa with Deepa Star and Manisha Chaturvedi. Also had seminars on women empowerment, a woman for a woman, and a seminar on media webinar with the guest speaker of Ranjana Singh Rathore and Niharika Maheshwari. Future ambitions to have more and more women to join our family of Srajan and to be proudly face of every woman in our society. Start an open school on ground with her after this pandemic. We want to be the voice of women. Come, be the part of Srajan. Here are some of the platforms of Srajan Welfare Society. Just go, follow, and
With that, I would like to say a huge thank you to Ms. Rabia Bhatia for all that you have spoken today, for enlightening us with your guiding thoughts, and for gracing this webinar with your presence. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again. Such a great talk to listen to and so informative. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Aparna. Thank you once again for all your appreciation of kind words. I would like to say thanks to Shikha once again for inviting me on this platform and sharing my thoughts. I am totally honored. Thank you. Thanks to Srajan Society. Keep up doing the great work. Keep up empowering women. Keep up supporting women. Thank you once again.
So that is it. We have reached the end of this very educational and informative webinar. And I would like to thank all of you in the audience for your participation. And I hope, and I'm so sure that you definitely will be going back with something that was informative and fruitful from this webinar regarding employment welfare measures. Last but not least, I have to thank all our management and our team members and our volunteers at Srajan Welfare Society, without whose initiative and efforts this webinar would not have been a success. Once again, thank you to all of you, and I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.